This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to It's a Doggy Dog World. I'm your host, Liz Palika, with my good friends Petra
Hello.
And Kate Abbott.
How do?
And we're going to revisit a podcast that we did a few years ago. Well, maybe a little more than a few years ago.
A while.
But we're going to talk a little bit about breed popularity, where it comes from, and taking a look at that to make sure that you're getting the right dog for you. So a little bit on choosing the right breed, because we are influenced by different things. We see popularity for certain breeds come from many, many different places. So we want to talk about that. So, Petra, you had said that in the training classes right now, you're seeing lots of Malinois.
Yeah, and Kate and I are talking. We're not sure why the popularity, and it's been going on for a while. Usually it'll be popular and then it kind of goes away, but this has been fairly steady.
And it's not like it's one line of mouths.
No.
We're seeing different,
yeah.
So
it's
not one local breeder.
No, different, yeah.
And a few of them have been military, but not all of them, not enough to be influenced that way.
No.
I don't really know.
No,
and
don't know.
Unfortunately, less than half, but still a lot of them are, this is our first dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, recently. And I talked to her and she goes, well, this is my boyfriend and I's first dog. And I'm like, and why this breed? It's a Malinois. Well, I go, okay, let me back up. Did you research the breed? A little. And she's really cute as a puppy. And so what are you going to do now as she's maturing and getting older? What's your goals? What are you going to do? Well, I know they have to be kept busy. Do you have any thoughts on that? And she's like, no, haven't really thought about it. Oh my goodness.
We have to wait till she graduates from college, and then she'll figure out what her career is.
And this dog already, we watch her in class, and she's already just like, I'm just so bored with you, Mom, and just tries to do something different. And I'm like, you've got to be her leader, her mom. You got to guide her. She can't just, hey, Mom, taking the keys, see you later, taking the car, and let her go.
Please tell me they don't live in an apartment.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't go that far.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a Malinois because I run on the weekends.
How about Monday through Friday?
Oh, don't they come with an off switch? Yeah, you just unplug it Monday through Friday, and then it is bizarre. I mean, it's puppy class, so there are some of the dogs that are moving into adolescence and starting to go, don't. But this Malinois she's like bringing two magnets together that repel each other.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just always boinging away from her mom at the end of the leash, pulling
back. And her mom just goes, oh dear, and just follows her as she's pulling away from her mom.
Goes and gets up and sort of gathers her up and brings her and carries her back instead of
teaching her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My boyfriend really likes the dog. And I go, that's wonderful. Why isn't he here in class? I don't know.
But popularity, some of the breeds stayed more popular for longer periods of time. And when Game of Thrones first came out, we saw lots and lots of Huskies for quite a while.
We still do. I think it kind of dropped off a little.
Well, Game of Thrones isn't on TV right now. So.
But we still see them. In fact, I came across it through my aunt, a friend of hers. Her niece had bought a puppy. I'm not sure, near the border, from what I gather of the story. Beautiful, but it was a cute little 8-week-old husky puppy.
With blue eyes. I saw a picture of her.
And she just couldn't resist, so she bought the puppy because she had lost her boxer a year ago. So I guess she was going through, withdrawals. And lives in an apartment. Yeah. So she's had the puppy for a month now, and she contacted.
It's starting to get gangly. It's not a baby puppy anymore,
and needs a lot more room than this one.
How much has it eaten?
Apartment. Yeah. How much is it? I don't know.
Destroyed.
Yeah. So her aunt said either, get out of their apartment, find a place that has a yard, take it to training, do the other stuff. Now, the aunt has been nice. She babysits a puppy once in a while. Aunt lives in an apartment.
Oh, jeez.
So she finally, everyone discussed it.
Better.
She decided to place the puppy in an appropriate home.
Okay, good.
So I was really hoping a friend that we've known, she's come through our classes, who that's her breed of choice, a husky. She understands husky. She's got the perfect place. She knows the breed. Perfect home.
And she was interested.
And she was so interested in the puppy, and she was planning on going to pick it up this afternoon. Until the young girl, early 20s,
wanted to get her money back.
No. Say that I guess her brother is taking the puppy.
Oh.
So I don't know.
What apartment number does he live in?
That was kind of my thought. I don't know. But again, she didn't research the breed. She didn't do anything until her aunt luckily had spoken to me and had this young girl do more research and realized this is not an apartment dog. And at least she placed it, and hopefully her brother has a yard.
It does not make you an awful person if you realize that your dog, whatever breed, is not the right fit for you and you find the right home. That makes you a good person.
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly
find the right thing.
Yeah,
for
that's exactly
the
what I
dog.
told her. Yeah. So
One
don't
of
feel
the
bad.
worst things to do is keep a puppy that's not in the right situation for you, and then in a year and a half, the two of you hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the dog has destroyed your house or your apartment, and you're not going to get your security deposit back, and the dog's got all these bad problems, behavior problems. Much better to discover that early. Paul and I did that way back when we were in our early 20s, and we decided, we've got a half of a duplex with a yard, fenced in. The landlord's okay with pets. And we brought home a Dalmatian puppy. It only took a week for us to decide that, when we were both in the military working long hours. And this was not the right puppy for us. So we contacted the breeder, and she said, bring the puppy back. And we brought the puppy back. We both felt guilt for a long time. We didn't get another dog for quite a while, which was a good choice.
Yeah.
But that poor puppy. A week was a bad choice. It was a bad choice to have a puppy anyway because of our work hours, and then it was the wrong breed. Nothing wrong with Dalmatians, just the wrong breed for us.
Yeah. And I understand the fervor against don't breed, you should adopt. But on the other hand, a good breeder
We'll take the
will
puppy
take
back.
the puppy back, and it won't be out there lost, shivering in the cold with somebody's voice singing over the top of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the breeder was wonderful. She didn't give us a guilt trip. She didn't try to make us feel like bad puppy owners. She said, absolutely, bring the puppy back.
And a good breeder also will question the potential buyers.
Yeah, she should have.
They,
She
a little
should have
bit more,
questioned
yeah.
Paul and I more.
It's like, where do you live? Do you have room? Do you have time to do the training? So on and so on.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we had both grown up with dogs, so it wasn't that we were neophyte dog owners, but we didn't do enough research on
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of a Dalmatian?
run.
Yeah,
run,
energy.
run. They were bred to run with the coaches and the horses.
There you go.
Yeah.
first thing comes to mind about the husky too. When I was in an apartment, I was like, "Oh, run!
Pull a sled in the snow."
Keep going.
Yeah.
A Dalmatian was the only dog during my tenure as a vet tech that got out of the clinic on me. Getting ready to give it a bath, plopped it into the tub, was changing collars over, and it flew out of the tub, flew over the reception desk just as somebody was coming in. Flew out into the parking lot. And I'm hot on its heels, but I'm no match for a Dalmatian.
Who wants to go?
And by the way, the dog's name was Petra, and it's exactly why they named it that.
And not for the bread.
For the acronym. And, and it was headed for a major freeway.
Whoa.
And thank the dog goddess, a fire truck pulled in. Just at that moment, they were going to go grocery shopping. And he ran to them, and they all made a big circle and just kept closing in and closing in and closing in on Peter until I could run in there and bulldog him and put the leash and collar on him. And it just was very appropriate that he was caught by a fireman.
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
And that the firemen knew what to do.
They were so good about it. Thank you all.
I think the only one that
gosh.
escaped at the animal keeper when we were there,
It was the Aussie.
Australian Shepherd. She was a hard dog to catch.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh my god.
took hours to catch her.
Oh, yeah. She covered ground.
She covered major ground.
Oh my god.
I think she was heading home, is what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So where does popularity come from? We touched on it a bit. Game of Thrones certainly brought in a lot of huskies,
Yep.
Malamutes, wolf hybrids,
Yep.
and those same breeds. What was the movie? 8 something down?
8 Below.
8 Below?
Was that?
8 Below.
Yeah,
We got a lot of the
Yeah.
huskies and Malamutes then.
Because they're so smart. They can live on their own at the pole. Yeah.
Oh. Then the movie. Yeah, the movies. 8 Below. What else? Another.
Of course, 101 Dalmatians. That's classic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp. Everybody must have a
Cocker
Cocker
Spaniel. Beethoven, St. Bernard.
Oh, yeah.
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 What were some of the other ones?
Luckily, we hadn't seen anything. Maybe because it's just old Lassie, the collies. We never did have a.
You don't see as many collies. Period.
In some of the movies,
We had
the
one
breed,
a few months ago.
some of the movies, the breeders band together beforehand and say, ethics of this, let's not breed right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know that happened in German Shepherds to a certain degree when the German Shepherd Manhattan won Westminster Dog Show.
Oh yeah.
God,
That's
I
right.
loved it. I had a chance at one of his babies, and I didn't get one.
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, I was. I was actually on the list for one of his babies in Texas. But I said, nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
I would have liked to, but nope. And then local breeders can influence the population or popularity of dogs in an area. We were talking a little while ago about blue Great Danes, that there were a lot of blue Great Danes in class the last few years. So we don't know the breeder, but obviously someone is
Somebody.
breeding locally.
Yep.
And then,
Commercials.
oh yeah, commercials.
Commercial seems to do that.
Yeah. I always think of Frasier with
Eddie.
Eddie in it. But yeah, just the commercials, the Target dog with the
The Bull Terrier.
Oh,
dog. Yeah. I mean, that's not an easy breed.
No, but luckily they're not easy to find either, though.
True.
We see a few English Shepherds, since that's Petra and my breed,
And nobody
But-
knows what they are.
but nobody knows what they
Yeah.
are. And a lot of the
Yeah, nice.
companies or the producers use them because they look like the dog next door.
Exactly.
Bones' dad did commercials for many, many years, and a couple of movies. But again, it's because he looked like the dog next door.
Mhm.
And then dog shows, like I was just saying with the German Shepherd Manhattan. Westminster Dog Show, when it's not COVID, when it's held, is publicized worldwide. And so people see, oh my God, that dog is gorgeous. Look at that dog. Oh, he's so wonderful.
Yeah. And sometimes they think what's there is normal.
Right? Right?
The first time I saw me and time, a couple years ago when the Pekingese took Preston Show.
Uh-huh.
All right. Right.
And the dog could walk 10 feet and then stopped, and it had to be fanned and panting. And I thought back to when I was a kid, and my Pekingese ran alongside my bicycle.
Yeah?
He had a
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally different
Yeah.
dogs.
He had a lovely coat, but he wasn't just a walking,
Doormat.
worse than that, a limp ball. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, again, I like reputable breeders, but breeding for the function of just going to some extreme requirement,
For a show.
that to me bypasses function.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that leads us to our next question, though. If you're looking for a puppy and you see something that appeals to you, maybe you see that Malinois puppy and he's absolutely adorable. Do some research. What was that breed bred to do? Very, very few breeds were bred to be pets.
We have a couple. They're funny in our puppy class. We're talking about Malinois because we have one in their puppy class. He's beautiful Malinois, but it's a lot of dog for this guy, but we'll see. He's trying. And she looks at the Malinois. She goes, me and my husband, for a split second, we thought about Malinois and said, nope, because they have friends in the military and they're canine handlers in the military and with Malinois. And she goes, and even they said, if you want a Malinois, this is what you're going to have to do. And we're like, nope. So what they do instead, and it was kind of funny, they got the Lab Weimaraner cross.
Oh, no.
So he's not as intense as a Malinois, but he's got the Weimaraner, busyness. It's like, yeah. And I just looked at her and I said, well, you didn't go very far. We're like, did you want something mellow? Or she's like, I know, but. Oh my gosh.
The trouble with them, movies and TV and all the above it, I always want to scream at these people and go, putting on a cape does not make you a superhero.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Buying a Malinois puppy does not make you a good protection dog trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, so research the breed.
Yeah.
Don't go for that cute.
And look at your life in reality. Don't get a breed who loves to run in the hopes that will make you a runner.
Oh, yeah. Right. There's an app for that. Use your app instead.
Yeah. Don't get a strong... If you're a shy, retiring, quiet person, don't get a strong, busy, pushy breed that's going to overpower you mentally and emotionally.
I just got an email a little while ago from a former student. She'd come through with several of her labs, and they were doop-de-doop labs.
Okay.
They were sweet labs.
Don't tell me she got a field line lab this time.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And she just called me. It's probably 2 years ago, in tears. I mean, she was like, she's been mauling me up one side and down the other. She mauls the older labs, and they just run away from her screaming.
Oh my God.
And I went there, and this was a Malinois in a Labrador's body.
Oh no.
And I was like, did you get this from the same breeder as you got your... Oh, no. This one is from somebody that my husband knows, and he goes hunting all the time, and that's where he gets his dogs.
Oh.
And
well, that was the first clue.
we talked, she tried, and I kept saying, sweetie, you're doing a great effort, but why are you fighting so hard? This is not the right dog for you. Well, then they moved. Missouri, Texas, somewhere. And it's been 8 months. I just got an email from them going, you know what, you were right. And we found some hunters in the area that fell in love with her.
Oh, good.
And now she's doing what she was bred to do.
Exactly. Everybody's
She's probably
happier.
happy.
And the ones I really felt sorry for were her 2 old girl labs.
Yeah.
Because they were like, why did you bring this thing home?
Good.
Yeah. But it took some time.
Yeah.
But finally came to the realization, that they were just butting heads all the time. Why do that?
That's a good point in the fact that not all breeds, not all functions were designed to be a pet.
But there have been some branches in the original designs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we will talk about a field lab versus a show lab, or what I call a doop-de-doop lab.
Yeah. Or a backyard bred lab from pets.
Yeah. But a field lab is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. And we've seen that numerous times.
How many times have we educated our students? Do you know what kind of lab? This isn't your...
And you can see them come into class.
Totally.
You can tell which is the silly, happy lab and which one is the boing, 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 boing.
Well, the one that can barely walk because it's wagging its tail so hard all the time and just looking for who can I give a kiss next to.
Yeah.
Versus I am coming in.
Where's the bird? Where's the bird? Where's the bird?
Ignore the people behind me. They don't know what they have.
Yeah. And you start talking to people and explaining that, and they're like, oh, yeah, she does that. Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, this is what you got.
And then we have to bring up, when we're talking about that, is nature and nurture. A dog is going to be who he was bred to be. If he was bred for field lines, he's always going to have that tendency to be more intense, more, and we're just using that as one example. The Siberian Husky, who was bred to sledding parents, who were bred to be fast and pull hard and to run for a long time, is going to be more intense than the Siberian Husky from show lines. who may be intense and may be silly and may love to run, but they weren't bred to run for 100 miles. And that goes with all breeds. With the English Shepherds, Bones is much more intense than Hero.
Yeah.
They're just two totally different, even though they're half brothers, that change in fathers makes that difference, as well as individual personality. But there's also nurture. And the nurture part, to change a dog, to mold a dog, not change him. We can't change who he is, but to mold him is very tough for a first-time dog owner with an intense dog. Whereas one of us might be able to take, well, the Malinois that was created to be a service dog didn't make it there, but then he became a school detection dog.
Law enforcement, yeah.
Yeah, a law enforcement dog.
You can mold to a certain degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the foundation...
The nature part, he is going to be who he is.
And there are always individual, that 1 in a million that isn't driven or whatever, but there's a reason for breed tendencies.
Right. The reason why the military and law enforcement are almost exclusively now using Malinois. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Those dogs are not going to quit. They're going to work a shift with their partner, and they're not going to quit, and they're going to be ready to work.
And then go home and play with the officer's children. Yeah.
Yeah. Or chase a tennis ball for an hour. The good herding dog, the English Shepherd on a farm, is going to work all day. But then he has an off switch, and he'll lay in front of the fireplace and go, okay, cool, we're good now. So there's nature and nurture. They come together. But you can't change who the dog is. And I think that's the important part we have to remember when choosing a breed.
Don't know if this follows, but I'm just thinking of a recent private training. These people had 7 golden retrievers during their marriage.
Okay.
And they had portraits of all of them over the fireplace.
Okay.
And then they had adopted this new dog.
Okay.
And they decided that they were getting of an age that they should not have a large dog that they couldn't easily lift into the car when needed.
Okay.
And then they saw this one, and they're like, look, it's a miniature golden. So it's probably 28 pounds, and it does look very much like a miniature golden. But it's probably some kind of terrier Sheltie mix.
Oh, my.
He is wound up as tight as an A string. I mean, and by the time they called me in, he'd already been on Prozac for 3 months.
Oh.
No.
And they're like, okay, now that we can talk to him, we thought we'd get a trainer in.
Oh, God.
And I'm talking to them, and I keep looking at the pictures of the 7 Goldens that they adored, and their reason for getting this one dog. And of course, they were saving him. It was a rescue.
Yes.
It was a rescue. And actually, underneath all of that craziness is a very nice boy. He's going to be fine. I have no doubt. They're if they put up with him as they already have for 4 or 5 months.
Well, and they're experienced dog owners, even if they had Goldens.
Yeah.
Even if they were appalled.
Yeah.
They're dedicated, they're willing, they sought the information. Actually, I was the 3rd trainer they brought in. So, just wasn't working with the first 2.
Okay, well, we'll let that go.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break for one of our sponsors. Take a listen. We'll be right back.
Sit, stay. It's a doggy dog world. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
We'd like to talk a little bit about our sponsor of our podcast. Macmillan Audio presents a new audiobook, When Harry Met Minnie. It's a memoir from Martha Teichner. She's a CBS Sunday Morning News correspondent. But the story is about a chance encounter with an old friend that forever changed her world. When asked to take in the beloved French Terrier, the breed of her own dear dog, Minnie, from a friend who was dying of cancer and desperate to find a new home for Harry, well, the rest is history.
And more than just a boy dog meets girl dog fairy tale, what transpires in a deep and meaningful friendship between 2 women with complicated lives and a mutual love of bull terriers. In this rich and touching narrative, Martha considers the ways our stories are shaped by the people we meet, the profound love we can find by opening our hearts to unexpected encounters, and the mysterious ways a beloved pet can bring people together.
So get out there and order When Harry Met Minnie. Do it today. Order wherever audiobooks are sold. And I'm going to be ordering one. It sounds fabulous. Sounds like it's going to be at least a 2-handkerchiefer.
I was thinking a box
sounds
of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Box-worthy.
The good ones do touch us. Order yours today.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com. We know you're begging for more. So back to It's a Doggy Dog World with your fetching hosts, Liz Palika, and this week's co-hosts, Kate Abbott and Petra Burke.
Welcome back. All right, there's one other thing that we need to talk about real quick before we let you go, as far as things that can affect the dog and the owner, besides breed, besides the breed's purpose, besides nature and nurture. And this one's probably going to startle you a little bit, listeners. What you name your dog can affect his behavior.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the Petra, the Rottweiler Killer?
Yes! Oh my gosh.
Killer was a big female Rottweiler,
My gosh.
and she really wasn't a bad dog, except every time her dad talked to her, and he loved her dearly, but it was, Killer, sit. And I said, no. Was she in trouble?
Yeah.
No, she's not in trouble. Well, then ask her to sit nicely. Killer, sit. And I took her leash and went, hi, sweetie pie. Sweetie pie, sit. And she sat, looked at me, and wiggled her little stub, and her dad's going, what? And I said, you're talking to her like you're angry. You cannot say killer in a nice tone of voice. Killer
Never forget that
doesn't
dog.
come out. So I was trying to get him to rename her Bubbles.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that. Oh
I
my
don't know
gosh.
if he ever did,
I
but
don't
I
know.
was trying real hard to get him
I
to
mean,
call her Bubbles.
I remember that in the class. I was like, Killer, are you serious? I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
No, seriously, name that dog Killer. You had one.
It's the Rottweiler she wanted it to grow up to be a therapy dog. And I said, great. Why did you name it Cujo?
Wrong.
That's another one. You can't say Cujo. Cujo.
It's
You
just
wouldn't do
got
it.
too much baggage attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So be careful what you name your
We've
dog.
run into amazing number of those, though, especially the big dogs. Especially the big dogs.
Maybe that's why the Dalmatian grew into his name, PETA.
Maybe it started out the bread and it turned into the acronym.
No, the owner told me deliberately he named him for the acronym. Yeah. So very quickly on, I realized what kind of dog he is.
All of my dogs, and we've talked about this in previous podcasts, for the last 30-some years have been Star Trek characters.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them have been bad guys. And in fact, none of them have been named Worf, even though I've thought about it on time.
Because you'll go
Worf had his
through,
good parts.
yeah, and you should go through a list.
Oh,
of
yeah, I
names
usually
to
have-
find one that will fit the
I
personality.
usually have, when I go to pick up the
A
puppy,
Worf has always been on your list, but you've never had a puppy.
never had a puppy
I
fit
actually
Worf.
don't
which
like
is-
the mouthfeel of it.
Worf.
Worf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much like woof.
Yeah.
Woof, yeah. I usually have 6 or 7 names on a list, and then when the puppy and I meet in person or driving home, and some took a while. I don't remember which ones took. Hero was almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
Sitting in Mary's backyard with him in my arms, I
Yeah.
went, this is Hero. And for Star Trek, Hero is a red shirt. Star Trek enthusiasts will understand that. Bones came to me on the way home as we were driving home. I drove up to pick him up, and Bashir and Cisco went with me, also Star Trek names. And on the trip home, I said, this little guy in the back, in the super cab part of my F-150 with the 2 big dogs, and he wasn't intimidated. And I went, yep, gotta be Bones. Dr. McCoy. Bashir, it took me a little while.
Yeah, I think so. Bashir, and I think Riker did. Riker was the only one you considered dwarf. Because he was such a stocky puppy.
Yes, he was a little tank.
Yeah, he was a tank.
Yeah, but Worf didn't fit his personality.
No.
Not at all. He was the sweetest boy on the planet.
Yeah.
We do have a student, by the way, in class who's named her dog Riker because he's going to be her second in command.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
He's a nice little boy.
We've run into several Rikers. Sherry Jasmer had a Riker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
All
but
right.
this Riker in the class was pretty. That lady, the owner's awesome. She's so
What kind
cool.
of a puppy?
Well, it's
a mutt.
It's a mutt. It was supposed to be kind of terrier-ish, also in size. But she shows up to class the other day, and we're like, "Whoa! I don't think it's the size of a terrier anymore." And she's like, "Nope, he got a lot bigger than we thought it would.
Yeah,
a lot bigger than they expected."
And he has hit adolescence with Mach 10 force.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
But she's hanging in there.
Good.
She's so patient.
It went by and I said, "Are you gritting your teeth while you're smiling?" She goes, "Yes." I said, "Okay, all right, you can do it."
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope we gave you some things to think about, especially if you're looking to add a dog to the household, or if you've got a dog, especially a young dog or an adolescent dog, and you're wondering why things are the way they are. Hopefully, we gave you something to think about.
And even if you've got a mixed mutt,
try to figure out the predominant breeds or types.
Find out the things he likes to do. And that'll give you a clue as to what he is, regardless of the DNA tests, which sometimes are fun. And
sometimes aren't.
And just real quick, a good friend of mine had adopted, which they thought was a Newfie mixed puppy. Looked like very much of a Newfie mixed puppy. But as the puppy get older, I'm like, I'm seeing more Shepherd in that dog. Well, they did DNA test, and the dog is 50% German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And they came over today. The dogs had a good time. So one of the things I had to talk to her about is, okay, you now have a German Shepherd. It's not a Newfoundland. It's not like your other dog.
Different.
So this is a different one, which her husband was raised because his parents bred German Shepherds.
Oh, okay. Good.
So he's really familiar, and of course, this is his dog, and he's thrilled she's 50% German Shepherd. And there's not 1 ounce of Newfoundland in that dog anywhere.
She's not going to be doing water rescue.
No. So all the things that she had planned on doing with the dog, that she does
changed
with
now.
her Newfie, has changed.
Yeah.
And her husband is doing more what he used to do with his German Shepherds.
Yeah.
But doing the DNA test...
And they're probably both much happier.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. But doing the DNA test to understand what she had, now she understands her dog more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was actually worked out good.
And if your puppy, on that note, doesn't fit your preconceived ideas, go with it. Go with it. My boy Hero, my middle dog, is not like his brother Bones. He's not like his sister Seven. He's my dork. He's my nerd. He's a silly boy. He's not like my other English Shepherds. But you know what? Okay, he is who he is. He's funny. He makes me laugh. He likes the foster kittens.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a good soul. Does he frustrate me once in a while? Yeah.
Sure.
But, hey, he is who he is. I have to take into consideration when I'm doing training, when I'm doing anything. Bones is this, Seven is this, Hero's in the middle, and he's himself.
He is who he is.
I do have a good story.
Okay.
An older gentleman with some health issues fostered a German Shepherd, probably about 3 years of age. Nobody knows for sure. And then decided to keep him. Foster fail. And
We know what those are.
Yeah, we do all too well.
Came to me because the dog was pulling on walks. And he said, "I can't fall down. I'm not all that stable, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Well, let me see how." "Oh, yeah, he's quite the puller. Now, have you taught him anything?" "No." And "Well, okay, let me see." And I just asked the dog to heel, and he went, "Huh? Yeah!"
Somebody's talking my language.
And he put himself on. Now, this boy is not young himself, the dog, and he's got a little wonky hips and so forth. But all of a sudden, he was in the heel position. He was going, "Yeah, we're working together." And the
So
guy goes,
somebody is
"Well, I've had Shepherds all of my life, but I just thought this one would be my my just putter around dog." I said, "You can still putter because neither of you is going to go fast, but do it in the heel position." And he started asking his dog to heel. and then he would release him. And then from 5 feet away, ask him to get back into the heel position. And that old dog on his rickety legs would be I'm coming back, I'm getting back there, doing an automatic sit.
Oh.
Yeah,
That brings tears to the eyes.
Exactly.
So this little boy knew
so
this
thrilled.
stuff. He's like, oh, finally.
He was just waiting for that communication.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
He liked that. He was.
It's like open a whole new door for these two.
He had
Aw.
decided his job was to guard the guy, to be the shepherd protector.
My dad is not young and strong.
Yep.
My dad needs me.
And he hasn't told me what to do, so I'm going to take this on as my job.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
But then he started, and he said, well, can he still sniff on a walk? I said, sure,
Give him permission.
But throw in that heel, and then give him permission.
Aw.
Show him the difference. And he called the other day and said, yeah, now that they have that relationship, the dog will look at somebody and look at him, and he'll go, it's okay. And the dog goes, all right, fine.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
But I didn't have to focus on that. It focused on just the relationship.
Okay, now that you
Not
need a
so-
Kleenex,
I
we're
know. It was it's,
Oh,
we're gonna let you go.
those are the good ones.
Enjoy.
goodbye.
Having a rough day? Longing for the dog days of summer? Think your fun furry friend lives a dog's life? Well, find out everything you're begging to know as Pet Life Radio presents It's a Doggy Dog World with pet expert and award-winning author Liz Palaika. Every dog has his day, and you'll find out how to make your dog's day fun and rewarding. Every week, on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.